you guys. So I wanted to send home this video about what we talked about on Monday with transposing because I know it's a little bit complicated and I want your parents to understand it or whoever helps you practice. So we transpose someone to lava, and remember that transposing means you change the key of the song. You make the whole song higher, or you take the whole song and you shift it lower. So it's the same tune and the same numbers of chords, but the chords are different, but the numbers will line up. So say if you're in the key of C, your first chord is C, and your 2 and 3 chords we're not going to use right now, but your 4th and 5th chords would be like C, then D, E, F, and G, okay? So you have C, F, and G as 1, 4, and 5. And in Someone to Lava, your 5 has a 7 on it. So anytime you put a 5 chord in, you're going to put a 7 on it. So you have C for 1, your 5-7 chord is G7. Then you have F as your 4, 1 for 2 beats, 5-7 for 4 beats again. Everything's 4 beats unless it has a little mark after it, okay? Then we transposed it, the whole song, up to the key of D, because D comes after C, so it's higher. So we did D, and so A is 1 letter after G, because it's 1 step higher, and then G, D, A, and then we transposed it even higher, not to E or F, but all the way up to G, or you could go backwards down to G, like C, B, A, G, and hit everything lower if you want to sing it low, okay? So your 1 chord in G is G, and then you'd pass A, because that's the next letter in the music alphabet, pass B, 4 is C, 5 is D. So you can use your fingers up to 5 at least, or you can add on for 6, and so 6 is the only other one you'll really need. 1, 4, and 5 are what we're transposing for Someone to Lava. And on the board, this is your verse in each key, which you would not play those back to back. You would go verse here in the key of C, and then chorus in the key of C, right? Then you would go verse in the key of D, chorus in the key of D. And I wrote next to D what your A7 looks like. It's just your A chord, but without the second finger. You pick up this finger, okay? So it's your regular A chord, 3 fingers in a row, but pick up the middle finger, okay? And you already know G and D, so practice those. If you need to work on any transitions, really work on your transitions so you can smoothly get from one chord to another. And then in the key of G, you do the verse here and the chorus down here, okay? Same sort of thing. And your D7 is written down here in case you have not practiced it ever, or if you just haven't practiced it in a while. So this is the D7 chord. It's pretty easy. 1 finger on the B string and then sandwich it with the 2 and 3 fingers on the G and the E strings and the 2nd fret. You can kind of look and see what that looks like. If the parents can print off the picture of this board, that would probably help rather than having to look at it on the phone every time. But I don't know if you all can do that, if you have the capability to do that or not. We also transpose Revelation song over here, much more simple because you have 5 chord, 2 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord the whole time. There's no variation in how many strums you do. There's no variation in the chord progression. The progression is the numbers of the chords. Okay, so in the key of G, which is what we've already done, D, A minor, C, G. A lot of you have already done the one in the key of D where you do A chord, E minor, G to D. What we haven't done is the key of C, where you start with a G, then you go to D minor. This would be bonus for sure, especially for the kids who've never done D minor. And then you go to F and to C. And if you want to do bonus exercise, transpose one more song that you have. Practice figuring out what are the numbers of these chords. You can use this board to figure it out, and what we talked about with your finger numbers. Wherever you start, if you know what 4 and 5 are, the 2 letters next to each other in the musical alphabet, you can usually figure out your 1, and that's the key you're in. And then you're able to assign numbers and transpose to a different key by using your numbers. All right? Let me know if you have any questions about transposing or about playing these songs in different keys. Thanks, guys.